pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to call the Lamar City Council regular meeting for Tuesday, April 15th to order. Roll call, please.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Wick?
Yes.
Sturgeon?
Here.
Bruns?
Here.
Pick?
Here.
Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
While I put on my microphone.
All right, first thing first is a hearing for the downtown traffic signal modernization project. At the April 1, 2025 meeting, council set this date and time to hear public comments on plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate of cost for the downtown traffic signal modernization project. The project is to replace equipment at all 3 intersections downtown. The base bid includes fiber optic cabling between the 3 intersections, signal heads, pedestrian equipment, controllers, signal poles, and mast arms for Plymouth Street intersections, signal heads, pedestrian equipment, and controllers for First Street intersection. Bid alternate 1 includes signal poles and mast arms at the First Street intersection. I'd like to open the hearing and ask for any comments regarding the project. Anybody here to talk about our traffic signals? It made the nightly news. No? Nobody?
Slow news day.
All right. I'll close the hearing and turn to the council. Financial implications are that the project will be funded with lost local option sales tax dollars.
I didn't put it in there, but I remember I had maybe May 17th is the bids due. Mid-March or mid-May, so. I think you guys, yeah, I think the last motion, last council meeting, I think that was in.
Motion to adopt resolution 2514 on plans, specifications, form of contract, and estimate cost for the downtown traffic signal modernization act.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Sturgeon?
Yes.
Pick?
Yes.
Wick?
Yes.
Goodchild?
Yes.
Bruns?
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to our item B2 hearing. Fiscal year 2025-2026 budget hearing. At its April 1st, 2025 meeting, the council accepted the proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 budget with a levy rate of 11.87050 and established this date and time to hear public comment regarding said budget. The required notice has been published. I'd again like to open the hearing and ask for any written or oral comments on the budget. Anybody here to discuss the budget per se? Hello. Can you state your name and address?
Wayne Shipper, 334 4th Avenue, Northwest, Mars, Iowa. Retired fire and rescue chief, emergency operations officer for the city, code enforcement officer with the city, and numerous other assignments as given. No, my comment is, I'll keep it short, is I've looked through the budget. Now, I've probably been at budgets longer than anybody in this room, over 4 decades. Massaging them, working them, and interacting with other departments as we put budgets together. Not only in the public side, but the private side. I was able to do budgeting in the private side also to stay a plus as we operated when I was with the newspaper and printing business. And we would end up in the black, which we wanted to be, like we looked to when we put together budgets for the city. I compliment the city administrator, I compliment the clerk, and the bean counter on finance. It's not an easy job putting budgets together. It's easier to pick them apart. And I'm saying that what we have to do is take a look at this. I looked at this budget, and I've looked at a lot, and I'm being redundant because I want you to understand that. it's important to put budgets together, it's operational. It's also important to understand when you have departments that you utilize those departments that are doing their jobs. And if they're not doing their jobs and that department head isn't, you get rid of them. Simple as that. I'm pretty blunt at that. I'm black and white and everybody knows me for that. But what I'm saying is it looks like we put together some budgets that are good. We're in the black. We're going to have some leftover. The rainy day fund that we were always watching when I was here is very important. When you can put your budget in the black and you can put out a budget on needs, which I look through, those are needs. It used to be people would inflate budgets in order to try to get through the city council. We can honestly say the department I had, we never inflated one budget. We cookie cut sometimes, and we had a cookie cut in order to get what we were looking for, and then go out and ask for donated funds to help offset. And it worked. But what I'm getting back to is you need to take a look at this budget, and I do like this budget in whole. And I know there's some opposition, and you're gonna have that, and that's okay. But let's really review this and see where Lamar's Iowa is headed. Where we came from and where we're headed. Use a little of the past to say, hey, you might not be able to do it quite this way, but it looks like you've got a way figured out here. Also, when you put budgets together, you can amend them. So if things don't quite work out, you can amend them. Let's not forget that. We can go forward or we can go back a little bit. That's how those budgets do work, from my standpoint. And I'm a pretty easygoing guy. So I'm just saying, I think we should really take a look at this budget. You don't need to dissect. We need to move forward. This town is moving forward. We have good things happening here. And also take into account the way the federal government's working right now. We have to do that, and state government. And that's his job, to help you. So I'm just saying, I'd like to see this budget stay together like everybody's put together. Have your oppositions all, but you need to talk to people before you come to these seats. It's very important that you visit with department heads. And when the public wants to know about it, you can give them an intelligent answer to what we're looking for. Because this is a good town, you're good people, those are tough jobs you people have, I'm telling you. I've been in all those different seats. I sat in that seat for a few years on and off while the other administrator was gone. It's not a fun seat. And no one really knew it. You know why? We're not looking for self-praise and stuff. We're just trying to make the city work. But all I can say is, I like your budget. I like the way you guys interact. That's very important. But really, look at that bottom line. You've got a budget put together this time that looks like it could be something that could make work, and all these departments can get what they're needed. And I think we move forward, Mayor and City Council. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thanks, Wayne.
Joe, did you pay for that?
Yeah, I was gonna say, who put that together for that pep talk? That was pretty impressive.
Anybody else here to address the council on the budget? Budget here? All right, I'm gonna close the hearing and turn to the council for approval.
Motion adopting resolution 2515, adopting the annual budget for the fiscal year ending June 30, 2026.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
I just want to make a quick comment. Wayne, I appreciate your comments, and Joe, all the work that you put into this, and department heads. Yeah, we're showing a surplus, which is good, which I think is a result of action that this council, LBIC, has taken in conjunction with the community development plan to move us forward. And so, we always want to be responsible. I think the process that Joe, you led, has taken us to a responsible place, and I just wanted to get that out that, the community development plan had some opposition and had some folks that were in favor of it, and I think the result is what we're seeing with this budget. So I just wanted to make those comments on the record.
And as long as we're making comments, I think Joey did a great job this year. I don't think there's any argument there. And I agree with 98% of what Wayne said. But don't ever mistake that for me questioning things. Because just because somebody says I need a new snowplow, I'm not taking the word that they need a new snowplow. That's not the way I work. And I'm here to represent 10,000 people, and I'm going to question things. But at the end of the day, we move forward. Okay? So, just understand. Just because something's laid in front of me, and everybody here can attest to it, those people out there, I'm going to question it, because that's what I'm here for. That's it.
Any other comments? Roll call, please.
Bruns,
Yes.
Pick,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yep.
Wick,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Motion carried. Moving on to general discussion. Any citizens here to address the council on any topic? Seeing none, we'll close that and move to the thumbs up award. Start with my right. Brad, what do you got?
Well, with all of the fellas from emergency management here, thanks for your help with the Easter egg hunt on Saturday. So thumbs up to you guys.
Brian?
Yeah, thumbs up to your Easter egg hunt being done in 2 minutes.
These kids are quick.
Very fast.
Clark? Just a thumbs up award to the city staff that's out working in our parks and streets, and it's now construction season, so that's very, very evident, and wishing you a very safe and prosperous construction season. So, Steve?
Now, add on to that, all of the workers who have helped clean up the ash tree taking out of all over the community and the stumps being removed. They didn't ask me which trees to remove at the golf course, so I'm gonna have to figure out where I can hit my golf ball better now. But all of the cleanup that has gone on there has gone, it looks great, and it's gonna be nice.
Mark?
Thumbs up Lamar's Fire Rescue for their really fun annual awards banquet, and to Ethan Mitchell for Firefighter of the Year.
Perfect. Yeah, congratulations to him. I'm sorry I wasn't able to attend, but we did have a safe prom season in our community too, so I was busy working on that, and things went well, so thanks. Moving on to consent items. Under the consent items, we have an approval of the April 1st, 2025 special and regular meeting minutes, a list of bills for period ending 4/11/2025, monthly financial statement for March 2025, renewal of the liquor license for Kim's Tacos, La Juanita, Hy-Vee, a new 5-day liquor license to Bachers, and 2 new 5-day liquor licenses to Engage Lamar's, and a request to close the streets for ice cream days. Close streets, not the streets. I shouldn't say all the streets. Just a couple, maybe. You know, walk everywhere.
All very similar to last year's.
Exactly.
I am curious why we angle close some. This is a question. This is not a criticism. Why we angle over there by Anthony Apartments, yet we don't angle from Bike Central over to that corner. I'm just kind of curious.
Chief?
It's kind of like I don't care, I'm just curious.
Certain things for emergency response, fire hydrant access, and that kind of thing, depending on where we would have to get a truck into or close to tag a fire hydrant.
Sounds good.
There's also the entrance to Fairway. There's an angle.
Those maps might be an estimate too, once the barricades are
Yeah,
set,
right.
We'll come out there and we'll monitor the traffic, make sure there's enough lane use for 2 vehicles and stuff like that.
And we got some shuttle bus drop off points this year that we haven't had before too, for people that are parked in farther away and get to ride.
Oh. Okay. Any further discussion on some of the consent items?
Motion to approve the consent items D 1 through 5.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Action items, landfill rates. Plymouth County Solid Waste Agency will be adjusting costs for certain materials disposed at the landfill. Changes are as follows. Number one, material residential, $61 a ton currently, will be going to $63 a ton. Furniture, $61 done currently, will be going to $63 a ton. Landfill fees, which are incurred by users, are billed to the city for the purpose of invoicing and collecting the fees. Administration recommends council acknowledgement of the rates and approve by resolution.
It's by resolution because these are on our list of fees. And this one, it either came in after we approved them or it was just missed, but I had notice on my desk for quite a while. So it's just basically to update our list of fees.
Okay.
And that's a yearly raise? 1 year?
Well, as long as we don't change it in our fee.
Right.
Could go
And
on
like
forever.
this-
I can't
well-
tell you what they're gonna do next year. I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah, this is, just to charge it for calendar year 2025.
Right. Okay. Motion to adopt resolution number 2516, approving landfill rates effective July 1, 2025, and to amend the list of fees, licenses, and charges for calendar year 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Pick,
Yes.
Bruns,
Yes.
Sturgeon,
Yes.
Goodchild,
Yes.
Wick,
Yes.
Motion carried. Action item E2, fire station. In the June of 2023, the city of Lamar's purchased 2.14 acres, lots 11 and 12, of the Dogwood Industrial Park First Edition, as a site for a potential fire station. Intended funding for a new fire station would be a general obligation bond. Before the issuance of the GO bonds, the issue must be brought before the citizens and voted on. Ballot issues must be to the Plymouth County Auditor in September to be on the November election. If we are to meet that time frame, we must begin conversations with bond counsel and get a firm hired to prepare documents and concepts for council consideration and public knowledge. Administration recommends council give staff authorization to begin the process.
So I put this on here, so all that is true, what I just wrote there, but I put this on here to get a consensus from the council. Now we're gonna proceed essentially with this project. So in order to do that, like I said in here, there's some things that need to get done in order for us to get it on that ballot. So much like what the school did, they held meetings, they had drawings, so public knew, in a sense, what they were gonna be voting on, so this should give us enough time to get a lot of that stuff done.
And that doesn't have to be fully engineered or anything, it's just a proof of concept, basically, and a dollar amount.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this will get us an estimate, so we know what the bond's gotta be. Actual building construction plans would not be a part of this.
Right.
And we've, because of the council's pre-approval, we've spent some money and already have some conceptual drawings from FEH Architects. So we have the conceptual drawing and things, and of course, back when they did their drawings, they gave us a square footage price, so we'll have to double check all that and things like that, and tweak some things now with, there's a couple things we'd like to add, like a safe drop box for babies, different things that they're doing in different fire stations around the United States that are working, different things like that, but not a lot of changes really. I mean, I think FEH has done us a good job. LBIC's supporting it. There's a couple private donors that want to help fund this and get this going to the public. As you know, we bought the ground with some city money and also private donations to help us out to get that chunk of ground. And we've looked at response areas and districts, and we think that'll work pretty well.
Cool.
I would make a motion authorizing staff to begin preparing documents for the fire station general obligation bond issue for the November ballot.
Second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor say, or excuse me, academic. Yeah. All those in favor say aye. It's not a roll call.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Moving on to action item E3. Eocene, is that how you pronounce that, Jason?
Mark?
Mark? Eocene Services Agreement, Centennial Asbestos Abatement. Attached is a service agreement with Eocene Environmental Group to provide bidding and contract documents for the removal of asbestos from the Centennial Building at 1140 3rd Avenue Southeast. Eocene was previously performed an asbestos inspection of the building, and the asbestos was detected. Asbestos containing components are the buildup roof layers, 12 by 12 floor tiles, ceiling caulk, ceiling texture, cove base adhesive, and fire door insulation. The report is available at City Hall for viewing. Recommendation is that administration is recommending council approve the agreement and proceed with asbestos abatement and demolition of the building. Previous correspondent with IDNR staff indicated that asbestos surveys older than a year are not considered valid, and the time frame between removal and demolition can exceed 1 year, but the IDNR will make determinations on a case-by-case basis. Demolition should occur soon after removal, in this case due to roofing material being removed, potentially causing the sealed envelope of the building to be compromised. Financial impact: the property currently is located in the Lamar's Highway 75 bypass urban renewal area and is therefore eligible for TIF reimbursement of costs. The city will need to amend the urban renewal plan to add abatement and demolition of Centennial as a project.
Yeah, so I just gave you a summary there of the items. This is the